Restart. Welcome to the first episode of The Road Less Taken. I am Rinalini, one of the co-founders of Toise, and today we have somebody very special here. He's our very first guest, which makes you really special. Rony, he wears many hats. He's a writer, a director, and so much more. Can't wait to hear from you. But to start off with, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you stumbled upon it?
So, in a nutshell, I'll start with at present I'm a writer because I keep changing my desig a lot. So I'm right now writing, and I'm gearing up towards directing my debut film. Before that, I've been a creative director, I've been a dubbing director, I've done production. So a gamut of roles and desigs within the media and entertainment industry. So it's been almost 25 plus years of journey.
Wow, that's insane and also very bold. Why don't you take us back to the moment when you realized that this is something you wanted to pursue even if you didn't fully know how it would pan out?
So that would be around when I was 12, 13 years old. So we had a business where we used to give out VCRs and VHS on hire for people to watch movies. So me and my brother, we used to walk quite a lot at that time to get that VHS. We used to hire that VHS to give it out. So I remember faintly that one of the walks where we were holding a VHS in our hand and we were discussing that this VHS has everything, the actors, everything is in this. And then my thought was like, but who's the one who's actually making them do everything? And the thought came, that's the director. So I guess that was the, you look back and then you realize that probably that was the germ of an idea of why I wanted to become a director. But that seed was planted somewhere around 12, 13 when I was 12, 13.
That was a different era.
Yeah.
You don't think of it. Like now it's much easier maybe to like rent movies, watch a movie, but back then it was wow, insane. I think that makes the movie even more gutsy because like I said, it was a different era. So when it comes to choosing a non-traditional path like yours, it naturally always comes with trade-offs.
Yeah.
What did this take from you, especially in the early days when it was all uncertain? And by that I mean emotionally, financially, physically, in whatever sense.
So, I mean, top of the mind to think of it at that point, it just felt like you jump in, you dive in. And, it's not like swimming that you learn. You just dive in and see. And that's why my path has the thought started with okay, I want to direct. But then the only option was to become an assistant director. And at that point, assistants were not paid that much, almost nothing. And priority for me was to earn for the family. Yeah. So the choice was always, do I just go on to that path which looked like the right path, or do I pick something which is a job which is closer to where I want to be and see where it goes. So I just picked the other thing, and it just took me from one profession, one experience to another, to here where I've reached. So what it took is years and years of patience and a lot of years of time in the beginning, because it asks a lot. Yeah. This profession takes a lot of. It's not a 9 to 5. At times you're not living the long weekends and the holidays. If there is work, there is work. So it took a lot of time becomes a major factor, and along with time comes the pressure, the stress, everything. So that was.
Did you have any resistance from family or friends?
Not from the family, because like I said, the family was just looking at me to earn and make a living. So there was no resistance in terms of ki kya karega. But the resistance I felt was more within me, because like I said, the choice at that point, what choice do I make? Whether I take A or B, the road less traveled.
It's a tongue twister, isn't it?
So I took that choice, and I just went from one hurdle to another.
That's very cool. But it's commendable that you had family support.
Yeah.
Especially in a career this offbeat. Yeah. At least that's one hurdle crossed. But of course, You've had tons of challenge. You know how they say hindsight is 2020?
Yeah.
So when you look back in retrospective,
Yeah.
what is something that nobody told you or prepared you for and you just had to learn it yourself?
Because like I didn't go to a film school, so learning on my own with very limited resources. Like now you have the internet and you have ChatGPT where you can just say I want to learn filmmaking and it'll give you a syllabus to learn from. In hindsight, which I also consider a blessing, because you are struggling against everything to learn, and that hunger to learn is what kept me going. So in hindsight, I look at it as a blessing, and what it taught me looking back, and even now, which I just keep telling myself as I wait to direct my film, is patience. Because that is one virtue which this industry you need a lot, because it's a very tough industry. It's brutal. So if it gives you success, it gives you success like anything. But if it takes things from you, it just sucks your soul. So you have to be in that balance where you have to arrive at a position where you know that okay, things are going wrong, but maybe things will get better, maybe things will not get better, and maybe this is the path you're following. But looking back, I always go back to all my places where I worked, and I've always felt that wherever you are, if you're enjoying what you're doing, then when you move on or when you look back, there's no hard feeling. Even if it was worst of times, like there are places where the place was not doing anything to me, not adding, but then I got amazing friends there. I got an amazing work culture. So that I always consider as things you just keep adding and just moving forward.
Yeah, fair. Like when the mistakes are your own, it's easier to accept those. And also I feel like nothing teaches you more than your own mistakes.
Correct.
So yeah, fair, nice. That's cool. So there's so much chatter about nepotism in the industry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people give up thinking, yaar, mera to koi chance hi nahi hai. There are so many people fighting for that same position, and some people have the inroads. The fact that you didn't have any such background or network, what was it like for you?
So, see, I joined at a time where the race or people joining the industry was not that much compared to what it is now. FTI, I think, was the only school in India where people used to go and come out of it, and otherwise it was just you network, find your connection, and then you end up in a job, and then from that job you go to another job. That's how you travel. But even now, I personally believe that this nepotism debate has been going on for years. I believe that in this industry, whether you get a foothold, you start off with some kind of a support, and you might get multiple chances because of that. But the public is not going to see where you're coming from, or what is your lineage and who's backing you. If they like you, they like you. Especially when it comes to the actors. And even while working, I feel this is an industry which is, you might have you might have studied abroad and come here, and then there is like someone like me who's studied on his own. But when it comes to chances, everyone will get their equal chance. But the race is long. There are multiple people running in that race, and you have to just keep going. That's the only way. And the more the chatter about nepotism you build in your head, you will lose that chance. Because again, on one hand, if you have the stories about nepotism and people building, making their career out of that, on the other hand, you'll find enough and more stories of outsiders coming in and making it. Like Shah Rukh Khan is the biggest example of an outsider coming in, owning Bombay like nothing. So that I always feel that balance is there, and if you're talented, if you're lucky enough to be at the right place at the right time, you'll make it.
Fair. You know how they say slow and steady wins the race, and it's the
Toise.
narrative that you feed yourself. Okay, now for the viewers, what's the most important thing that you would want to tell somebody who's trying to pursue this career?
If you really want to be part of this industry, the first thing I would say is love for the movies, love for the medium. If you don't love it, you will just end up cribbing, and you'll just fall off the radar and fall off the struggle. So yeah, that love is very important. Also, I would say study filmmaking, and especially study films. Watch a lot of films, read a lot of film books, and today we live in a times where you'll find many people working around you in the industry. Speak to them, ask them what it entails, and figure out whether it is something for you, because that itself will help you make that choice whether you want to be part of this. But if you don't love the movies, you don't love this energy of a set, or the energy of building something, whether it's a film or a series, then this is not the industry for you. Then you better find something else.
Thank you for that, and also thank you so much for being here with us and giving us your time. So cheers.
Cheers to
I
that.
wish you all the luck for your first movie.
Thank you.
And with that, see you on the next one.